Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw the thief from the Swindle that I play on Nintendo Switch. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Ooh, too big, too big. Let me shrink him down a little bit. I got a little too carried away here. Well, if I do like that right there, yeah, that might work, that might work. So that's what this is. Initially, I know you can't see it. A lot of people say, oh, I can't see that. Well, it's not for you, it's for me. So don't worry, your section's coming up. I just have to place it first. Once I place it, then I can worry about the details, and then I can worry about what you can see. But for right now, what I usually try to do is just kind of place the character here, and then work the details in. So basically, I just want to make sure that it's in a good spot, that it will fit on the camera, in the camera, and then I can worry about details. So basically, what I first did wasn't going to work. I did it too big, the legs would have been way down there. So that's what a good sketch is. A good plan is, okay, this is where I want to go, this is what I can do, these are my limits, and this is where I'm going to take it. So that's, if nothing else, that's just what I want to teach you, because I know not a lot of people know about this game. You can't even see these characters in the game half the time too, but it's such a fun game for me that I found, and interesting, that I wanted to draw the characters. And like I said, you can't even see them that anyone's going to recognize, like, oh, that's this. Plus, there's so many characters, you know, it's customizable. You can all do all that kind of crazy stuff that there's no specific, oh yeah, this is the thief. No, there are what, 40, 100, 1,000? I mean, there's tons of different ones. So it's just about drawing different characters, right? But that's what I thought was so interesting. I was like, well, I want to do that. I want to be able to draw fun characters and see where it goes and see what we can do, you know? Because to me, that's the fun of drawing, is being able to, well, not only being able to draw, but just getting crazy and just saying, well, let's draw something different today. Let's do something we haven't done and see where it takes us. See what kind of crazy little adventure we can go on with a drawing, right? You hear that dog? Someone else commented on a video. I was like, I can hear a dog. Could you guys hear a dog? Yeah, there's a lot of times, well, when the Texas sun isn't trying to kill me, I have the windows open and I'm enjoying the summer breeze, you know? And there's a dog, the neighbor's dog, that will bark every now and then. So that's what you hear. But anyway, you know, if nothing else, like I said, this is just a practice in drawing different things. If you're watching this video, congratulations, thank you, because I know it's not a stormtrooper, I know it's not a Fortnite man, you know, something like that, but I sound like such an old person right there, right? A Fortnite man. But sometimes you just got to draw stuff that is not usually what you draw. You know, it's like you got to go outside your wheelhouse, is what they say, to try to draw something a little different, to keep your chops up, you know? Because if you just draw the same thing over and over again, a stormtrooper, you know what I mean? You're going to get good at drawing a stormtrooper. Sure, that's great. But then it's going to come time to draw, let's say you're in class and someone says, hey, draw me a thief. What are you going to do? You going to draw a stormtrooper? No, you gotta reach into that wheelhouse and say, well, this is what a thief might look like, and maybe this is what he's stealing, and maybe, you know what I mean? You gotta get crazy and and try different things. So that's kind of my plea to you of hey, why don't you try to draw something a little different today and see where it takes you. See if you can you know, get adventurous with your drawing, because it's not always going to be about stormtroopers. I know, I want it to be too, but it won't always be. I'm good with the sketch. I think I can. That was a quick one. Oh, there's not a lot of detail in these characters. Like there are, but there aren't. You know, like it doesn't exist. So we're kind of making it up. Is kind of where I'm coming from. Is that we can do whatever we want. So this is almost as glorious as Sunday Fun Day. You know, just whatever you want. There is no wrong way to do it. But so what I'm doing now is I'm going to erase my sketch lines. So those first lines I was putting down, the placement, you know, trying to get it where I want, those are sketch lines. And as I got more confident, I press harder. So when I'm lightly erasing like this, these sketch lines will disappear pretty fast. I'm not pressing hard enough to erase the confidence lines, just the sketch lines. And that'll give us enough that we can see where we're going to go, but it won't show over the Sharpie, because that's what I want to do. If you're working with pencil, you just press harder. You don't have to erase. But I think I can see enough. I think I'm ready to go. So I say we welcome the skippers and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that the fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. So I'm going to just dive right in with the Sharpie pen. Oh, if you want to see more video game stuff that I draw, check out that playlist right there, or just check out the playlist in general, because I do so many different things that I may have already drawn what you're looking for. So let's just, again, dive right in with the Sharpie pen, because I want to draw the details. I've got him kind of looking this way, so if his eyes are like this, he's kind of turned like that just a little bit, okay? So I'm going to draw one top of the lid like this, the other top of the lid like this, and again, I've got him turned a little bit, so that works for me. I'm going to draw his retina, the color part, like that. I'm just going to give it a little dab with a pupil like this, because this is so tiny that at this point it's kind of pointless to draw those details. They're going to bleed with this Sharpie. So I'm just going to come in just a little bit for the eye, just kind of show that it's down there, but any more and it might bleed on itself. So I'm going to give him some scruffy old eyebrows like this. Some big old thick old man eyebrows. Something like that. I'm trying to give him some life, you know. I'm gonna give him a big old hook nose, crook nose, I guess is what it's called, right? Because he's a thief. We'll add some more details later on. You know, we're just gonna do that for now. And let's see, I want him to be like a little grizzled, a little, you know, a little worn. He's got bags under his eyes, so to speak. I'll do more detail later on, but I'm going to give him a big old burly mustache. Right, that's the bottom of the mustache. All you can see is the bottom lip, because it's covered up by the mustache, is that right there. So you'll see more as we go. Oh, but you know what? I do also have a handkerchief up, so you're only going to see so much of that. So let me stop right there and kind of flow my way back. Okay, so that's going to be the beard, like blending into the face like that, but you can't see because I want it to like blend, I don't want a hard edge. Okay, so I'm going to come back up here, do something like this. Again, kind of blend it into the face. His ear, or his sideburns, are going to be kind of like this, okay? Now again, I'm kind of stopping because I want to draw that handkerchief, but I'm trying to build around to it. Okay, and I've got he's got like a hat on, or glasses, his little thief glasses. And also, I'm going to start to thicken up my edges on the outside, because when I switch over to this Sharpie right there, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. So I'm trying to match kind of what's about to happen. I want like some kind of like thief goggles, and what I mean by that are like maybe this is what he wears, not to protect his eyes, but maybe to keep him safe in some kind of thief predicament. Like maybe he has to, I don't know, but I'm just trying to say I want to draw some cool glasses on him. Something like that. I'm just kind of building up, because that's what a majority of this character is going to be, a build-up of crazy things for thievery, right? Like he's going to have, what do you call it, pockets and packets and all kinds of stuff that carry his tools. I was going to say weapons, but they're not tools, they're weapons. Ear. Okay, and so we're gonna have his hair kind of flowing back as well too, so I'm just gonna kind of do something like this, just kind of building where I want it to go. And again, I'm thickening my edges. You don't have to. Especially if you're working with pencil, you might not want to, you know? It's like, yeah, that's not going to work for what I'm doing, you know? And I get it, that's fine. I'm just explaining to you why I draw how I draw. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I've got his, let's draw like a piece of hair hanging off this way too, because I do have it kind of flowing long like that. So let's do one out like that, right? That way, just to break up the negative space, or the design, the look, the feel, you know? And I don't want to draw all the hairs, because if I'm going to give him like white hair or something, I don't want to draw all these hairlines as I draw more like that. I want to let color take care of some of that too. So yeah, I'm going to put a handkerchief on him, and I've got like a shoulder thing on. So you always draw what's in front first. That way when you draw what's behind, you're not accidentally drawing through the top stuff. You know what I mean? And by that, I mean, I've got this little shoulder thing on him. I don't know what. I'm kind of going by their art sketch. But basically, something like this. Again, this is what I was talking about. Like he's going to have, not weapons, but tools. Tools of the trade. Thief tools. And I don't know what this is, you know, just some kind of cool, yeah, some kind of cool thief thing, right? But it's in front of the handkerchief. And also, see how thick that is? That's what I'm talking about. That's why I tried to thicken up some of the lines. Now the handkerchief is going to be behind this, but in front of the face. So I'm going to tie it off back here, something like that. And then bring it around. And this is, you'll see, something like that. So now you can see why I was kind of stopping in those places right there. Let me bring it down to here. Like that. Let me add some detail here. To give it some, you know, some bends and folds, some creases, because it's cloth and it's bendable. And when I do stuff like that, it's not armor. I like to show that it's movable, you know, give it a little bit of life on its own. All right, here we go. Here we go. So this is attached to just some kind of thing that's over his shoulder, some kind of thief tool. That's what we're just going to start calling everything. These are his thief tools. And so this is maybe something he needs to protect himself from, you know, parts and what do you call it? Dangers and elements of thievery. That's what I'm trying to say. Some kind of thief vest, right? And there, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of adding a little extra. It's like, okay, this is something he made, so we're just keep breaking up the negative space by giving it some life like that, right? Okay, so now we're going to draw his arms out, and so let me draw, I guess, his chest down so you see where we are, right? His arm's going to be up like this, chest is going to be down like that, and this will just give you an idea of how he's kind of hunched over too. So this arm is going to be underneath a little shoulder pad like that. We're going to come through here. Let's give him like a strap and pack. So his sleeve is kind of cut off by a pack like that, right? Then the sleeve is going to come back out to his wrist. You can't see it, so we'll say it's back behind, like on the other side like this, down to his forearm. Let's give him a glove. Okay, and so let me also show you, I know that's kind of wonky looking, a little all over the place. Let me show you what I was thinking. Right, his little thief arm pack. Does that make more sense now? Okay, it's kind of over his arm, but it's also kind of pulling the material, so it kind of it stretches the material and kind of deforms it just a little bit, but his arm is in there. Okay, his hand's pretty much doing this, so we're not going too crazy. We're just going to kind of do one of these. And that's the nice thing about sketching it out, is now I could just pretty much just kind of draw over my sketch and not worry too much about, does it look right? It's like, yeah, well, you know, it looked good in the sketch, so let's just follow that and then just kind of play around with the details afterwards, right? Because that's the nice thing. It's like, yeah, well, you know, we're the ones who are making it up. So we get to kind of say, well, do it like this, you know? And also, it's glove. So, you know, we get to do whatever we want. All right, one hand down. Let's do the other arm, and I guess we could do the same thing. Let's give him some shoulder stuff, and so we're gonna load this one up really heavy. So one there, going across, another pack there. This one's got the strap, or the cover, I guess is what that is, to close the little pocket here. This one we'll just say it's got a little cover like that. So again, that's over his bicep. So we'll just kind of close it off there. I'll add some creases and folds in a second. Gonna come down here. Again, we'll give him a glove. And then crease up the material. And usually what I like to do is, like with stuff like this, it's binding the material, it's binding the cloth. So I draw little stress lines from it, just enough to show the material's all wonky. Alright, so because he's a thief, I want him holding a bag, so I'm going to draw a glove here. And we're going to say he's got some kind of weird tech on his glove. I mean, who doesn't, right? That's usually thief stuff, right? Like he comes up to a lock and he can turn this on and now he's got access to like the mainframe or the security codes, blah blah blah, you know. It's holding the sack like that. Let's add a little detail here. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I did those little bumps like that because I wanted to do kind of like a little raised button type kind of thing. Right? So that way I gave it the look of there's something else going on there. There's something that we don't know what he does, how that works, or what is supposed to be done. Technology. Thief technology, basically, is what it is. And for the hand, you can't really see anything because it's wrapped around, so that's all you can see. Oh, and let's draw the rest of the sack, huh? So, we're going to say it's hanging down here like this. Little Santa Claus sack, right? What is that? Well, it's whatever's inside there. We don't know. Right? Something is causing the shape. Something is causing it to be heavy and protrude in certain parts, right? Alright, so same thing going down. Packs on his belt. Tools. Thief tools. That's what we call them. Thief tools. So down on his belt, I'm going to start right away with the packs. And again, I've already sketched it out, so I know kind of where I want them to go. Here, let's do this. So here's his buckle. We're just going to do something simple but weird, right? It's like this is the buckle. It's a thief buckle. We don't know much about them. Okay, and I'm going to do another one over here. So the buckle's coming across like that. Coming across there. Kind of goes into this one. And this is a thief tool. I don't know what it does. But we're drawing like, it's something that he keeps on here because it's what he uses to steal things. Oh, let's do this. Let's close this off. Right? Then add a little bit of detail here. Because here's where you kind of have a little fun with, well, you know, this is all thick lines, but if you do a little fun stuff like this with another size Sharpie, you kind of get a different feel of the line widths, you know. And I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just adding extra stuff because, like I said, I'm calling this a tool. And he knows how to use it. I don't. Okay, let's add some. I always do that. I always go way outside my lines. I get excited and I draw fast like that. All right, looks good to me. Go ahead and close that off. Same thing here. Add just a little bit of extra, just to, you know, break up the thick lines and give it some life. All right, for his pants, I kind of just want to do regular pants. Like, let's just draw down to the knee. The pants are going to be tucked into his boots. Something like that. The knee is going to be right around here, so it's a little foreshortened. So you're not looking at it from the side like this. So there's going to be the knee. There's the leg coming down like this. I'm just kind of drawing the overall look for you so you get an idea of the stance, right? And let me stretch out this material a little bit. Oh, you know what? Let me close off the legs. Like that. And then we'll add some detail. There you go. I'm just kind of stretching the pants up. I'm adding way too many lines here, so don't add this many. But I've already done it. It's with Sharpie. What are you going to do? Let's see, we're going to say like the knee is like right there. So we'll add just a little bit of edge. And again, if it's material, I like adding creases like this to show that it's all flexible, you know. All right, thief boots. I guess that's all we really need to do. Nothing too crazy here. Just gonna come down. Something like this. Bring it down to the toe. Give it a little bit of a heel. Same thing over here, then we'll add detail. This one's pointed right at you. So, alright, let's add some detail. I don't know what. I mean, I just thought, let's just draw like a space like that. So maybe we'll do like a strap over here, because it's got to put them on, right? And he's got to have some kind of way to tighten them, right? Some kind of way to cinch it. And plus, we could just play with a thief look, you know, like a boot look. You know, just to kind of play around with what would thief boots look like. You know, so there you go, something like that. I say we take care of the rest with color. So from the Swindle, that is a thief. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.